صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Chapter on not taking the Khumus from the spoils of a killed infidel. And he who kills an infidel will possess his belongings without giving the Khumus. And what is the verdict of the Imam in this respect? Narrated Abdurrahman bin Auf. While I was standing in the row on the day of the Battle of Badr, I looked to my right and my left and saw two young Ansari boys, and I wished if I were between some stronger men than they. One of them called my attention, saying, "O uncle, do you know Abu Jahl?" I said, "Yes. What do you want from him, O my nephew?" He said, "I have been informed that he abuses Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him. By him in whose hands my soul is, if I should see him, then my body will not leave his body till either of us meet his death." I was astonished at that talk. Then the other boy called my attention, saying the same as the other had said. After a while, I saw Abu Jahl walking amongst the people. I said to the boys, "Look, this is the man you asked me about." So both of them attacked him with their swords and struck him to death, and returned to Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, to inform him of that. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, asked, "Which of you has killed him?" Each of them said, "I have killed him." Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, asked, "Have you cleaned your swords?" They said, "No." He then looked at their swords and said, "No doubt you both have killed him, and the spoils of the deceased will be given to Mu'adh bin Amr bin al-Jamuh." The two boys were Mu'adh bin Afra and Mu'adh bin Amr bin al-Jamuh. Footnote: The Prophet, peace be upon him, noticed that the sword of Ibn al-Jamuh had been driven deep in the body of the killed man. This hadith shows also that the ruler has the right to assign the spoils of the killed enemies to whomever he likes. Narrated Abu Qatada, may Allah be pleased with him, we set out in the company of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, on the day of the Battle of Hunayn. When we faced the enemy, the Muslims retreated, and I saw a mushrik throwing himself over a Muslim. I turned round and came upon him from behind and hit him on his shoulder with the sword. He, that is, al-mushrik, came towards me and seized me so violently that I felt as if it were death itself. But death overtook him, and he released me. I followed Umar ibn al-Khattab and asked him, "What is wrong with the people fleeing?" He replied, "This is the will of Allah." After the people returned, the Prophet, peace be upon him, sat and said, "Anyone who has killed an enemy and has a proof of that will possess his spoils." I got up and said, "Who will be a witness for me?" and then sat down. The Prophet, peace be upon him, again said, "Anyone who has killed an enemy and has proof of that will possess his spoils." I again got up and said, "Who will be a witness for me?" and sat down. Then the Prophet, peace be upon him, said the same for the third time. I again got up, and Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, "O Abu Qatada, what is your story?" Then I narrated the whole story to him. A man got up and said, "O Allah's Messenger, he is speaking the truth, and the spoils of the killed man are with me. So please compensate him on my behalf." On that, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq said, "No, by Allah, he, that is, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, will not agree to give you the spoils gained by one of Allah's lions who fights on behalf of Allah and His Messenger." The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Abu Bakr has spoken the truth." So Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, gave the spoils to me. I sold that armour, that is, the spoils, and with its price I bought a garden at Bani Salima. And this was my first property, which I gained after my conversion to Islam. Footnote: Al-Mushrik, a polytheist, pagan, idolater, disbeliever in the oneness of Allah and the Messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him.